This year, you have decided to be serious with your relationship because you want it to lead to the altar. You want it to lead to, yes, I said yes. You want it to lead to marriage. But do you know that there are certain questions that you need to ask before you say yes? Before you take that relationship serious, there are some questions that you need to ask. And that is what we are going to be talking about in today's video. Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Chukwusomuanidebe. In this channel I talk about lifestyle, marriage, motherhood, and every other thing that I love. Today we'll be talking about questions that should be asked, that should be discussed, things to be talked about before getting married. And the first on our list is discuss bills. You know, this is one of the trending things that's happening right now. People talking about how they're not going to do 50-50, how some say they're going to do 50-50, how some people believe that it is 100-100. Whichever one you decide on, whichever one you say, okay, this is what I want, you need to discuss it. So you know what your partner agrees on, how they see this topic. Because you as the girl can be like, nah, I'm not doing 50-50 with any man, and him as the man will be saying, I want 50-50. So if you do not have this discussion when you are still in the dating and courting phase, what happens then when you get married and all of a sudden he says, I can't do 100-100, or I cannot do 100, take up all the bills, we have to split bills, and you're like, no, this is not what I intended, and it start bringing up issues. But if you have this discussion earlier on, you would know what you're getting into and know if you have to continue or to stop the relationship. The next thing you should be talking about is parenting styles. Parenting styles. Now, the way I was raised is not the way you were raised. It's not the way the next person was raised. Like, if we are 10 in a room, the 10 of us do not have the same parenting style. We were not raised the same way. There might be few similarities, but there are still some certain aspects that are peculiar to each person. So you need to sit and discuss. Are you the type that believes that children should not be corrected, or children should be beaten always, or children should not be beaten at all? Whatever your parenting style is, talk about it so you know if you and your intending partner are on the same page on parenting style. Because it's an issue. Actually, it's a big issue, because there are some couples right now that are having issues in their marriage. They are having conflicts and arguments almost every day when it comes to their parenting style, because the husband is not the fan of beating the child. He doesn't believe that you have to beat a child for the child to be corrected, but the wife says no, you must beat, and it turns into something else. Or the husband is the type that says, I don't want gentle parenting, you don't talk calmly to children because they won't listen. You have to make sure that you are stern, you are strict, you are harsh. While the woman is the person that believes that you have to calmly talk to children because they will listen to you. So you need to understand your parenting style. Does it align with the person I am intending to move further in life with? Does this person parenting style align with mine? Is there a way we can compromise and come to an agreement? Is there a way we can meet ourselves in the middle? Okay, I can blend, I can do this. Or he says, no, I don't believe in your style and I cannot do it. So you need to have this conversation. The next on our list is credit. What is this person's credit score? Is this person a chronic borrower? May they no come your house one, they can't arrest you. So you need to know this person's credit score. How are they when it comes to money? Are they the lavish spender? They don't have a good credit score. You need to ask this question. It's not just shawarma, go on dates, fix your nails and go see movie, Netflix and chill. Some discussions needs to be had. The next one is debt. Are you in debt? How do you see debt? How do you feel or perceive that debt should be paid? Is it the kind of person, or is she the kind of person that feels that when she borrows money, she doesn't pay back until it has turned to a fight, or the person is like, oh yeah, don't worry, don't pay again, get out, I don't want? Or is he the kind of person that believes that when I'm in debt, I should immediately try to start looking for ways to pay back? You need to discuss, what is this person's debt score like? How do they handle debt? Are they someone that believes that, beg, if you don't tie, I will leave the money for me? Or how do they handle debt? Discussion. This discussion needs to be had. Maybe they no one carry you with police one day for us because your wife or your husband is a chronic debtor. The next on our list is religion. Now, in Nigeria, we have three major religions: the traditional worshiper, the Christianity, the Christians, and the Muslim. That's the Islam. Now, your partner, is he a Muslim or a Christian? And are you someone that feels like, I cannot transition from Christianity to Muslim, or from Christianity to Islam? Or are you someone that feels like, as far as it's not the same God we're worshiping, if my husband says he doesn't want to be a Christian anymore and he wants to be a Muslim, no problem. Or if my wife says she doesn't want to be a Christian anymore and she gives me a tangible reason, I'm like, oh, let's become Muslim, let's practice Islam or traditional worshiping. How do you view religion? What's your view on religion? This question needs to be asked. Your first date, second date, you need to ask this question. The next on our list is, how do you deal with your family? How to deal with family. The person you are intending to go further in terms of relationship with, how do they view their family? Are they hostile towards their family? What is the background story as to why he is hostile to his family? How does he treat his mother? How does he treat his father? How does she treat her mother? How does she treat her father? Is she hostile to her family? Is she at war or loggerheads with any of her siblings? You need to know before you go into something that you would regret. Before you make that decision to spend the rest of your life with this person, you need to know, how do this person deal with their family members? Are they kind to their family members? How do their family members deal with them? Their family members, are they kind to this man? Are they kind to this lady? You need to know. The next question is, what beliefs do we instill in our children? You know, some people are morally down. Like when it comes to morals, they are dead, like morally dead. They don't have good morals. So someone like that, how do you expect the child or the children that comes out of such union to be? So you need to ask, what beliefs, what values, what are the core values? What values do we instill in our children if we begin to start having kids one day? If we decide to start having children, what beliefs, what values are we going to instill on our children? You need to know, is this person an honest person? Because if he is honest, there is a high chance that his children too will learn honesty from him. Or if he's a man or a lady of integrity, there's no way it's going to reflect on the kids too. So what values does this person, and the values you want to instill, does this person, does the lady, does the man, you as the lady, you as the man, do you have this value? Do you have this core value that you feel, okay, I want my child to be this, I want my child to be that? Do you have this value? Are you someone that is willing to learn even if you don't have it? Because, okay, what if he says, no problem, I'm willing to teach you how to be honest, how to be someone of integrity, how to be a good person, how to be a kind person. Is this person open to learning? You need to ask this question. The next on our list is childhood traumas. Is this person traumatized? What is traumatizing this person? Or what traumatized this person? How was this person traumatized? Is there any childhood trauma? What traumatized you as a child? How was your childhood like? The environment, the family, everything you grew up with, that you grew up with, how was it? How did it affect you? You need to know, so you don't end up with someone that has a very, very bad childhood trauma and they don't know how to relate well in some certain areas because of this trauma. So you need to know, does this person need help? Is the person seeking help? Is this person making wave or looking for ways to heal this trauma? You need to discuss this. The next question you need to ask before you say I do: sexual expectation. A marriage without sex is as good as dead. Sex is the bedrock of a marriage. You need, like, a marriage that they don't have sex anymore. I don't care how much you say you love each other, but there is no sex in the marriage is as good as dead. Yes, I said so. So what are the sexual expectations? Are you expected to be having sex every day? Is it a weekly thing? Okay, at the end, because of how tight our work schedule is, we work every day. Okay, there will be no time. We go out by 9 a.m. We go out by 5 a.m. come back as late as 10, tired and exhausted. Okay, sex can't work at that time. Okay, fine. Every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. How do you expect your sexual life to be when we decide to get married? What are the sexual expectations? Does this person have any fantasy that you want to fulfill with you? What is his or her kinks? What are you expecting sexually? Let me know. Are you a fan of, okay, I'm not a kissing type, I don't really like to do this, when it comes to sex, I'm not open to this. Discuss it. Have a discussion about it. Some people are married to people that do certain things to them sexually that they do not approve of, but because these discussions were not had, it becomes a problem. I read somewhere where a lady was saying that her husband likes anal. Now, in such situation, you'll be forced to ask, were you not aware? Did you not ask? Because somebody that likes that didn't just start. So all the times you were courting, you didn't know, you didn't discuss about it, it didn't come up in discussion. Okay, how? So you need to know the sexual expectation of your partner. What are you expecting when you hear sex as your wife? What are your expectations of sex? Do you feel sex is mandatory? I can do it anywhere, anytime. You cannot tell me no. Or discuss about it. Have a discussion about it. The next thing you should be discussing about is your partner's expectation. What do you expect from me when I become your wife? What do you expect from me when I become your husband? What are your expectations of me? Do you expect me to do this? Do you expect me to do that? What are your expectations? What do you want in a wife? What do you want in a husband? Then when we talk about it, and I'm like, I don't feel this one. Hey, which one we say, oh, may your wife the pounds here by 6 a.m. in the morning. Which one we say, what make? So you need to discuss. What are your expectations? What is your view? What are your views rather? When you hear the word wife, what comes to your mind? Do you imagine a slave that will do every and anything that you want because she's your wife? Do you imagine a money machine that will buy any and everything you want because he's your husband? You need to discuss. What is your expectation? What is your expectation from your partner? Your partner's expectation. What are you expecting when I become your wife? So what do you expect from me when I become your husband? You need to ask that question. The next one is financial expectation. Now, what are your expectations financially? Do you expect me to drop all my salary, so when I'm paid by the end of the month, I submit everything to you as my Lord and personal Savior? Do you expect me to submit everything to you? Or okay, I drop 20% of my salary every month and I add it up to whatever you drop and we use it to run the house for the month? What are your financial expectations of me as your wife? What are your financial expectations of me when I become your husband? How do you expect me to handle finances? Do we open a joint account for the family so that we put money there every month? I'll put 50% of my salary, you put 50% of your salary, and we use that to run the whole. Then the remaining one goes to our personal accounts and we use that for ourselves. What are the financial expectations of you as the husband, of you as the wife? Have this discussion. The next question is family health history. This, I don't know, it's kind of getting like as if people don't talk about the person you are marrying into. What is his family health history? It's like in their family, do they have arthritis? Like when they get to a certain age, they start suffering from arthritis or diabetes or glaucoma, whatever, or when your fibroids or cancer, this certain type of cancer, you need to talk about it. What is your family health history like? Do we suffer from this baldness, partial blindness, partial deafness, tooth issues, that's calcium deficiency that affects the bone and the teeth? What is your family health history like? You need to know, so you know what you are getting into. So you will not say that I didn't know that they used to suffer from diabetes. Now I'm having diabetes, or my children are having. You need to know what is her family health history. What is his family health history? The next question is mental health history. Anayala nebono. She was sorry. Did they run mad in your family? Is there madness in your family? Is there insanity in your lineage? You need to discuss. So your partner doesn't come one day and she has lost it mentally, or your husband wakes up one day and he has lost it mentally, and you are like, "Talon shame me by, who they do me?" Meanwhile, nobody's doing anybody. It's something that runs in his lineage, and unfortunately, it's his turn or her turn. So you need to know the family mental health history. Have you in any time, place, location? Have you in any time run mad? Have you in any time, like, what is your mental health like? You need to know that. What is your mental health like? What is your mental health like? You need to know that. You need to ask that question. How are you mentally? How do you feel mentally? Are you down? Are you high? You need, like, you shouldn't skip this. You need to know what is your mental health history. The next question is bucket list. So I have my bucket list. My husband has his bucket list. There are things that he said he wants to do before he gets to 40, before he gets to 50. I have mine. Things I want to do before I leave this world. Things that I want to do before, okay, I clock this certain age, before I get to 50, before I get to 30. What are their bucket lists? Okay, this is my bucket list. Is it something that, not when I get married to you, you tell me no, what do you mean by you want to travel to 16 countries all over the world? For you, who are you going to leave the kids for? So you need to have this conversation. Or what do you mean by you want to get 3 houses under your name? Are we not married? Are we not supposed to do things together? You need to discuss. So what is in your bucket list? What is in his bucket list? What does he mean by he wants to build house for everybody in his family first before he builds his own family, before he builds his own family house for you as the wife and his kids? So you need to know, what is your bucket list? What is your bucket list? Tell me, so we know what we are getting into. Not when you start doing those things or start checking off, or when it is time for me to check off things off my bucket list, or when it is time for you to check off things off your bucket list. Your husband start bringing up one issue, or you start bringing up one issue that as the wife, I'm like, no, you can't do this as my husband. What do you mean by you want to go to a strip club because you are 50? What do you mean by you want to have 10 piercings and you even want to pierce your vagina because you want to do it? So you need to discuss bucket list. The next question is dream home. So what do you imagine? What comes to your mind when you say dream home? This is how I want my dream home to be. What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you say dream home? What is dream home to you? So is it a 5-story building? Is it a 2-bedroom apartment? Is it a self-contained? what is a dream home to you. The next on our list is career and education. Now, are you open to me doing my master's? I don't want to hear my wife, you're married to want to go and do master's outside the country. You want to go and do master's, what are you studying safe? I beg, the university you went to is enough. The degree you have is enough. So what is his view on you expanding in your career or your education? What is her view on you going further in your career and your education? You need to discuss, because there are so many couples, there are so many marriages, relationship where the husband has stopped the wife from getting another degree, doing her master's, going to university. Maybe probably they got married and she has, when they got married, she wasn't financially capable to go to the university. So when they got married, she started saving up and decided to go back to school. But the husband is like, go to school to do what? So he has stopped her career. So you need to know what your partner's view is when it comes to career and education. Is he the kind of person that when you are promoted at work, you start feeling insecure and inferior, like you don't pass me for life, you are now feeling like you are my organ now because you're promoted and you earn more now? So what his view on career and education. And the last on our list is political views, or whatever else you decide to discuss about. But the last on my list is political views. What is his political views? How does he view politics? Now, I'm a Nigerian and I live in Nigeria. Imagine someone that you want to go into a serious relationship that will lead to marriage, supporting APC, supporting Tinubu's regime, supporting what Tinubu is doing. Just know that you are in for a long ride. Or imagine your partner being that insensitive, annoying human being that went on Twitter to say, what do we need 24 hours light for in Nigeria, when it's not that you're using it to sell ice block. So imagine you going into a serious relationship that will lead to marriage with someone that has that train of thoughts, that 24 hours light is not needed because you're not selling ice block, so you don't need light 24 hours. So you need to really know their political views. What are their views on politics? And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. I enjoyed this one and I know you did. So which of the question really stood out for you? Which one did you feel like, this one, yes, I really want to ask this one. This one is something that should really be asked. So which one of the questions do you feel like, you really hit the nail on the head? Let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to like, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to share to your family and friends, and I will see you in another video. Till then, Jesus loves you. Bye.